Welcome to the Kilpin Corner. It's been a few weeks since we last posted, but since then we've had our first win. We've played our first game in Nottingham at Birchover Park. We've done a lot of things. We've had our first board vote.
On Spotify?
Yeah, we're on Spotify. We've got 5-star reviews. You can give us 5-star reviews. We was on Spotify with full video podcast before Joe Rogan's Experience, so that's even more of a reason to give 5 stars. And the Ballon D'or is in a few weeks, and the winner's already been leaked by Fabrizio Romano, so I'm sure Ian's got some opinions on that one.
England have gone and qualified for the Euro. Is the Euros next?
Yep, Euros.
Ian's got opinions on what? I missed that.
Before we get into it, does England automatically qualify for the next when we host it? Do we qualify?
We're choosing not to. Oh yeah, that's what we need to talk about. England will host UK, Ireland.
2028.
Will host the next. Is it Euros as well?
Yeah, is it 2028? Isn't it?
Yeah, 2028.
Not the next one.
So Notts Olympic will be in that as well.
Yeah. We might have our first international player.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, first win. It's taken 11 games. The first 10 were entertaining. We've built the club on a story. We're adding more to the story each week. I'm sure you would love for the games to be a bit more plain sailing than they have been, but it does add to the story. It's the first win on the 11th game, away to Woollerton Reserves, a decent Woollerton Reserves as well, I must add. What are your thoughts overall on Saturday?
Ian?
We were brilliant. As simple as new players brought different energy. They made the new older players in the team, gave them a new lease of life. They wanted it more. We wanted it more. We gave more on the pitch. Was more calm, composed. We had players in there clearly played the game at all different levels that helped us and helped the other players around them just basically control the game for parts of it, which we've sometimes struggled to do.
No, literally. I honestly think we were good. We weren't perfect by any means.
No.
It was 0-0 at half time, and we were lucky to be not lucky, but they had chances. And I think back to the chance just before half time when they hit the bar. I think Emmanuel kept it in the first half.
We had chances as well, though, don't forget. We had a one-on-one with our new player, Reece Bullen.
Yeah,
he was clear through on goal. He could have ran it 20, 30 yards before.
Box, yeah.
And he took a shot, and he said himself he didn't hit the shot right, but
yeah,
we again had chances ourselves.
Yeah, I just felt we rode our luck more in the first half. That we would probably if I was the Woollerton team, I'd have come off thinking, "Fucking, we should be winning by now." At half time, 0-0, but it came up weak for a team that's normally shit in the second half, which we have been for a long time. The second half was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, what do you think our players have finally learned, or just realised it's not good to be shit in the second half? So
I don't know what. We spoke about this before. We don't know what the turning point was. And I remember I said already, I gave the lads an absolute bollocking last week. We was playing Python, we lost. And we lost it in the second half. And I accused the lads of quitting.
You haven't said it on that here, by the way.
No.
Yeah, so you haven't said it at all that you gave anyone a bollocking. So they don't know they just said give the players a bollocking.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but you literally just said I've said it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you haven't said anything before.
About being a second half team.
No, about giving
Is that not what I said?
About giving the players a bollocking.
No,
but that's where you should go. We should lead on from our loss from Pantheon when you've given the players a royal bollocking. Build on from that. That was a big thing.
Where was it?
I don't even know.
That was a big thing. That was a big point in our team, I reckon. A big step. That bollocking in that changing room.
If you go from a breath of fresh air,
Okay.
it's a breath of fresh air, especially after the Python.
You can say it's a big point. I think it was a breath of fresh air. Was the second half performance for the first time? I've been said for a while that we are a shit second half team, and we are, or we have been. And to be 0-0 at half time, I wasn't fearing the worst, but I was very much like, fucking hell, here we go again. Second half, it's either going to be a collapse or I don't know if the turning point was the last home game. At the end, in the dressing room, I was pissed off, I was mad, I was angry, and I accused the lads of quitting. I did go mental in the changing room, and I accused some of them of quitting and giving up.
Which was fair, because the context in that was the Pynthian game, I can never pronounce the name, but we was 4-4 at half-time. Gave away 3 penalties in that game, and then second half it was 4-0 in the second half, so 8-4 altogether. And if you look back through the goals which we posted, you can see there was just
they quit.
It felt, you can see it looked like they quit.
But whether that was a turning point, I don't know. But Saturday's second half, it was just a transformation. It was literally they were playing on a nice pitch, but the lads took advantage of it. And we spoke about obviously the new signings coming in, I think they added a bit of quality. We're not signing young lads. We've signed our young lads at the start of the season, and it's not that it hasn't worked out, but they just haven't got that know-how in the middle.
Yeah.
And we spoke, like Niall was sensational when he came on. He was absolutely brilliant. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
He was one of 4 signings.
Yeah, but the main thing, Niall was brilliant, but it's because of his coaching at grassroots.
Let me guess, who coached him?
You know who coached him. But no, I thought he was brilliant when he came on. He was a breath of fresh air. He got hold of the game and he dragged us forward.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
And then obviously Reece, Corey and Tyler, the new player. Tyler again, so underrated.
Again, he was that experience that he used his know-how, and he's played the game various levels. He's played for Basford, Bilborough. He recently played for Calverton this last year in our league. He has played this game, and you can tell from his position on the pitch, his calmness on the pitch.
It's just a dream. Like I've spoken before about keeping the ball and not making it a basketball match, and I think that's the critique I'd have of the younger players, that they're rushing to get forward and they get the ball and it's start an attack. Whereas Tyler, he makes as many backwards passes as he does forward, and that's not a critique of him. I think it's a strength that he has. Like he goes backwards to our centre backs and then he'll take the ball back off them, and that gives our front line time to get up, time to start making their run, and that was apparent on Saturday.
Yeah, it's brilliant, because you look back to, was it the goal against, which one am I referring to? Where we've lost it 2 or 3 times in the midfield with Calverton, when we conceded a late equaliser, gave away a shit free kick. And we've given it away from that midfielder, just booting it up. We've lost it 4 times. Like, you think if you had a calm player on that pitch,
we win that game.
It's bringing that down.
If we had Tyler and Corey in the middle against Calverton, we win that game.
Yeah.
We win it because we keep the ball for the last minute, and they go backwards. They bring the keeper in. They get wide. They get it back to the top, and they don't rush forward. And that is that know-how of, playing football. But equally, in the young lads' defence, I'd hope next time that opportunity arises that they go, last time I booted it up, we fucking conceded. Because Tyler would have been through that as well, and players like Tyler would have gone through it where they've learned from those fucking lessons and gone, that's not the right way to play.
Yeah.
What did you think to it as a man on the sidelines?
Yeah. I thought we were at a look at times, but I think every team has to. I think you look at the top teams. When things go wrong, they find a way to not let it affect them, and I think it's something that we did really well. I think the new players in the middle certainly helped us keep the ball more. I don't think we gave the ball away. At the beginning of the first half, first 15-20 minutes was frustrating. I remember at one point, I can't remember who it was, but someone turned to the bench and it was like, I don't know what's going on, don't know what to say. But then, towards the end of the first half, it was cool heads, calm, just did what we needed to do to go in at half-time level. And then as soon as the second half started, it was almost like it was a new team. Which I think, like you said a few times, it
sounds like Gaffer's team talk to me. Sounds like Gaffer's half-time team did the job.
I did say a few words. I was just thinking to myself then, do you think it was a little bit different? Because that midfield was, different sort of players in there. And what I mean by that is there wasn't players that wanted to dribble through 3 or 4 players. As good as Jez is, he's a very, very good player, but he wants to dribble and go through and bounce 3 or 4 players where they want to play the football. And I'm not saying Jez can't do that, but
I don't think it's even that. I think one of the biggest problems we have, and this applies to more than just us, is opposition. We're watching the opposition. They suffer from the same thing, and this is my opinion about levels of football. So many players want to play a long pass that looks amazing, that puts their striker in behind. But there is very, very few players that can actually play that pass effectively. But you've got to have 2 things for that to happen. You need to have a guy who already makes that run and knows where that ball is going to go, and you need to put that ball in his path. If you're playing at this level, that pass doesn't happen very often, let alone the run. And that's where I think people like Jez is probably looking up thinking I can play that ball, but the runner's not there. And I think I've spoken to Jake about it before. He makes that ball and he's playing it to somebody who's underneath the ball, or the run's not there. The best players at this level are the players that keep the ball and play every 5-10 yards. And the best players at the higher level are the players that keep the ball and play over 5-10 yards. The elite players are the one that put that thread ball through.
And I think that's the difference with the younger players who maybe don't have the match experience of knowing how to control a game, as well as maybe someone who's made the mistakes already and they're not scared to recycle the ball. They're not scared to play as equally as they want to play it forward. They know that if it's not on, let's play it back and we'll
I'm going to be a bit...
Well, it's not as I bet they're thinking it's not as fucking sexy as they want to call it. To play it back.
Sometimes it's just lack of thought, and it's football IQ.
Why am I going to play back? Because I'm not going to go forward.
Sometimes it's football IQ. And that's what a lot of the time it comes down to. A lot of players aren't aware of their surroundings. They just want to play that ball. They don't take into account how much pressure they take off the ball by playing a ball out wide to your fullback when he's got nobody with him. It takes complete pressure off the ball. Nobody needs to make a run, and that is the difference. That's the difference of good players and players that can play football.
But what I was more alluding to earlier, because again, Jez, very, very good player, but he didn't want to do that short pass in like Tyler and Corey was doing.
It doesn't look as good.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm trying to say. So he wants to. That is probably why on Saturday we kept the ball more than we did, because we didn't have that one player that wanted to dribble through 6 or 7 players.
Maybe so. I don't know. But if I'm going to praise the lads as well, the difference was, I remember the 88th, 87th minute, whatever it was, we had people like Keane and H and Niles doing a secondary press in the 88th minute. We're 2-1 up and we're pressing that high up the pitch. I remember being on their right back and they're pressing high. And I remember thinking, fucking hell, we're not quitting this week. We're not quitting. We're 2-1 up and we're trying to get that ball back. And it worked. We got the ball with one high up and we got the third goal. I think it came from, was it
Niall.
Reece or Niall?
It was Niall.
The third goal, and it just felt such a... Don't get me wrong, we conceded with a fucking minute to go and made it a shitty ending, but we held on.
It wouldn't be nice Olympic if we don't have a bit of drama.
Yeah. In terms of players, I hope the lads learn the shorter passing works for us. And I particularly, I'll be straight up, I don't want this 30, 40-yard pass to a guy who's on his heels, not running, making it a foot race.
But to me, I wouldn't want to do that. If I'm the player passing it, I don't want to do that because it's just going to make you look shit. If that pass doesn't come off,
I don't want to be the guy running onto it, I'll be honest. I don't want to be on a foot race with anybody. Equally, do I want to play that? But do I want to take my leg swinging for fucking 30? I'm not a fucking golf club. I'm not be swinging all the way. I'm going to play the pass that's secure. That's my opinion of it. And the reality is, those players that continue to play those shit long passes.
Yeah,
don't start.
I don't know if you'd seen it when the players were talking during half time. They were saying because Keane, Keane likes to drop short. It was like, Keane, you're a number 9. You keep dropping short, and you're already in your camp's place. So can you go up top and we'll thread these balls through you? Can you do that? And Keane was like, he took that on board. Like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, he spoke about his combination play with Reece in the drink after. He spoke about how Reece was telling him to not come so close.
Yeah, just go.
And he literally turned around to him and said, "I'll find you." And Keane was like, "Fucking hell, all right, I'll give you a chance," and he did. Like literally combined and they got away with it. But
Definitely. And I think it's games like that where it shows the characters that you have in your team, and it shows the, not so much shows what it gives the players that edge on knowing that when things do get tough, or if you are against a team who are going to put it on. Because if we're being honest, they didn't let us play football. If we're being honest, they played a good game. I think it's one of them games where, yes, we rode our luck a little bit, but you can look back at it and go, you know what, we definitely deserved something from that game. And it's games like that where going into this weekend against South Notts, a team who have good players, and they've got a player at least who's played in a football league, you go into that and you go, okay, we've had a game where we've had to grind a result. We now know we can do that, and that's surely only going to be a positive thing going forward.
Like we said it on Saturday as well, like that type of player, I don't think O'Grady is the same, but the type of, like the Woollerton number 9, we spoke about him, how much his know-how of standing offside, I swear it is intentional, but all the aggro he causes in the first half, while defenders arguing and bickering and shouting at each other and screaming at each other, because this number 9 was basically stood offside. Yeah. And coming up against that kind of player, which might happen again on Saturday, do you follow him, do you not, do you argue? And that was happening, wasn't it? Let's be honest, it was happening on Saturday. And when they took him off and they brought the young lads on, it was
very strange decision.
It was, well, helped us out, because we didn't have to worry about the man in behind, because the young lads all wanted to come to feet. And like Saturday, we're probably going to be up against that again, a guy who's literally going to be up there. I'd love him to play centre mid. No, I wouldn't. I'd love him to play centre back.
It's not that.
Yeah.
He scored 2 on Saturday, so yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, so we're expecting Chris O'Grady to play against us this coming Saturday, so that'll be a good.
Yeah,
you should know more about Chris O'Grady than most, seeing him at Ilkeston Town.
Yeah, it's a player where the first training session, so Martin Crothers was the manager at the time, and straight away you could see, because there was Ben Turner who played in the Football League, and then there was Chris O'Grady, and it was on opposite teams.
He's centre back,
Ben Turner centre back, yeah. And straight away you could tell the levels that they bring to a training session is it's strange to see, in terms of just they don't need time on the ball to make something happen, and it's stuff like that where, especially at this level now, I can't imagine how he's going to play, if he's going to play like how he played when I was at Ilkeston or when he was in the Football League. If he's going to play like that on a field against players who, if we're being honest, probably won't know what to do. They'll be relying on just instinct, and if we're being honest,
drag him down.
Yeah. We need
jump on his back.
We need Tom to do what he did to that
young
poor
kid.
kid.
Yeah. that young lad who came on and got dashed from one end of the pitch to the other.
I was there. I thought that kid was good for a child lineup. It was quite bad.
But I think it's one of them where I can't imagine players like that playing the way they did, or the way they have done in their career on the pitch. I think you're almost relying on the pitch to throw them off a game a little bit and give you that edge against a player.
You say that though, but on this pitch, we concede more in the worse half. No. So again, we conceded equal amounts in both halves, but we didn't score in the better half in our pitch.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't.
The way on.
Yeah, we did. We didn't.
The way on.
Yeah, we didn't concede.
They
scored 4 in the shit half, and that is a shit pitch. Like, it's that shit.
So did we. They scored 4. Well, equally, we gave them penalties. Yeah. It's not hard to score if you keep bringing them down in the box. And there were penalties-ish. But
no, there was.
I do wonder, though, like when players, and you'll have more of experience than this, when the Football League type players come down to non-league levels, even park levels, in their training sessions, do they up the standard of everybody? Do they put the same effort? Do you notice like a drastic difference in attitude?
Yeah,
attitude, not ability, because ability, they stand out on their own for ability, but attitude.
Yeah, I think so. I think Ilkeston probably is a very good example of that last season, because you had the Ben Turners, the Chris O'Grady's, the Leroy Leaders, Jamie Ward, who have played for the countries and played in the Premier League and the Football League, and when they do get on the ball, you can see that
in training,
they change training and matches. They change it, they up the level, and
that's what I'm saying.
The players want to match that, and that's the standard want to get to. It raises a bar massively.
What I'm saying, the question I'm asking is the attitude a difference?
Definitely, it's
like
obviously the ability is obviously on a different level, but the mindset and the willingness to put everything on the line to make that tackle, to get on the end of that overhit pass, it's stuff that it's difficult to explain. But when you see it, you can see the players who have played at a high level definitely stand out.
Crazy.
And
that's what I was saying this the other day. Would you want to be on the pitch against a ex-Football League player? Would you want to be on their team? Would you want to be physically up against them, like direct opponent on the day? Would you just want to share the pitch with them? What's your preference?
So I've played on the pitch with professionals.
No, I'm talking about a competitive game.
A competitive game?
Are you this Saturday? Do you want to be Dan?
Do
you want to be Dan B?
Power League counts.
No.
I bring it Junior Bennett, but no.
Do you want to be Dan B on Saturday, or would you rather be a South Notts midfielder? Or
I would hate to be Dan B on Saturday, because Chris O'Grady is a big guy. He's a big, strong, powerful. If he's anything like, even if it's half, even if he was half, it was like when he was at Forest. He was just a big, awkward striker. He's going to win everything in the air. If that's where they put, he's probably going to be good with his feet.
Would you rather be?
I don't want to play against him.
I'm not sure, because I guess when I play, I'm a bit stupid, where I don't care who I'm against. I'll try, and it's probably a negative, because nine-a-side games and that, when we play with social kicks and that, I'm stupid enough to sometimes try and put myself against the better players, and a lot of the time I will get mugged off.
Pissing in the wind.
And a lot of the time you are chasing shadows. But I think just to share a pitch with someone of that quality, you're going to learn something either way. Whether you're playing against them, or if you're playing against them, you're probably going to learn more, because you have to deal with it.
I honestly hope, A, the lads enjoy it, and B, come off with the fucking biggest ego of the world because they beat a team consisting of an ex.
I don't think some of them know who he is, though.
No, the younger lads won't have.
Because I said it we played football this evening, and I said it to Reece. I was like, we've got an ex-professional playing Chris O'Grady. He was like, who? It's like,
I don't mind that. But I don't mind.
We'll see what Saturday brings.
So see what Saturday brings.
When he comes to the Kilpin's Den, is that what we're going to call this place? So we decided.
We haven't got a name for this place.
Yeah. TBC.
You can do it at City Ground, but can you do it on a slanted pitch in Nottingham?
Yeah. It's not slanted. It's a fucking
like
mess. It's a mess.
They even sawdust won't dry out.
Yeah. I just pray that his boots get stuck in that ditch and he can't move out the centre circle. Although he could probably tear us apart in the centre circle.
Yeah.
And pass after pass.
Probably don't rain. If it rains, we're fucked.
Yeah. Oh well.
Have to go to
But it'll be a good game.
Yeah, we've got 3 home games on the bounce now.
We've got South Notts, Carlton Town and Pelican. Yeah.
So how do you prepare for 3 home games? Because not only, and I think this is something where it's good to have a podcast like this, how do you prepare the team? How do you prepare the club, the home ground, and the expenses that come with 3 on the bounce?
Who do you want to go first? Ian, you, me?
Preparing the team, prepare as always, doesn't matter if playing home or away, preparing the team, I don't think that really matters. We've already decided between myself, Dan, and the new coach Paul, who's come on board, what we're going to hope to work on Thursday's training.
Yeah.
And again from this week's game, we'll decide what we need to work on further. So I don't think that changes.
The only thing I'd say about the team is it's not so much preparing for home or away, like Ian just said. It's more, we're currently in the position like we're still getting inquiries for players to join. We're now, I don't know about yourself, I'm replying to some messages and saying straight off the bat, we're no longer at the stage where we're signing players for numbers.
Yeah.
You've got to come in and now and be a player who can improve our team. We're not looking for squad players. We're not looking for someone to jump on the bench. It's now, can you get in our first team? And it's apparent, one lad we have signed, he plays a certain position. That player in that position sends me a message for the first time going, am I starting? And you can tell that's either his anxiety, a bit nervous going, am I starting, am I not? But also a bit of pressure on players who want to step up. And that,
Definitely.
it helps me, I'll be honest, it helps me because I know that I've got decent players to pick from who can play football, who want to play football.
And options.
But in terms of the club, it's a lot more, I think there's a lot more planning for the club, or there's a lot more preparation for the club.
Yeah.
Getting the girls, obviously make sure they're happy with everything inside the clubhouse so they can look after everyone on home day, because they're a big part of it, let's be honest.
And one of them we have to do ourselves, by the way.
Yeah, so we're looking for volunteers on
So the 4th
November.
Yeah.
We need some volunteers to come down and help. We've not told anyone about this yet, but our selfish ladies of our life,
They're going on a brunch.
they booked a brunch day, and it means that we need help at the clubhouse.
I can't believe they've done it on a Saturday.
I know.
Why would you do it on a
Or
Saturday?
even on any day beginning ending with Y. It's bang out of order. Literally, they are. But so we need help on that day.
So, going to the headaches of having a club, have we even got a ref assigned for any event 3 games?
No chance. No, we haven't. We'll be chasing a ref up. That'll be one of the things. We will have VO though for all those games. That will be assured of after we wasn't able to use it on Saturday's game.
It's a shame. We do promise we didn't make up the fact that we won. The game did happen. We did win. We just got nothing to
show, other than a few photos of smiling people.
Yes.
It was some pretty photos there, by the way. Well done.
Just.
But moving on, off topic now. Off topic of Notts Olympic. We're going to talk about the Ballon d'Or, are we not? So Ian's favourite journalist.
Yeah. So
Ian's go-to dude.
I think it's in the football world. I think it's common knowledge that Fabrizio Romano, or I think it's Fabrizio Romano. If I'm saying it wrong, guy, I apologise, but I doubt he's watching. So
if you could message us and tell him.
Yeah, Fabrizio, if you can just drop in how we pronounce your name.
Drop us a 5-star as well, just for mentioning it. But no, I think it's common knowledge that when he puts something out, 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time it's factual. I think he knows before transfers, before players do half the time. But he's saying that Messi is set to win I think it's his 7th, could be his 8th or 9th. To be honest, I don't know. Is going to extend the record of
Messi a worthy winner of the Ballon d'Or?
My answer is no.
I think he is. In all honesty.
See, people keep doing it for nostalgia. I think historical reasons. He was the best. He's done all this. He's got his accolades. He's done it before. Yes, he's won the World Cup. Well done. But so did other players who won more in domestic leagues, who won the Copa America as well. I think he was actually involved in that. So did he win he won the Continental. He won 4 trophies. He was the first player to ever do it. I'm talking about Alvarez.
I was going to say, I have no idea.
That's what I was referring to Alvarez. So Alvarez won the...
Well, more than 4, because he won 3 at Man City.
And then he...
Didn't he win more of Argentina then?
Did he win anything in his previous club as well? But
okay.
So, but that's during his short space of time. I know Messi was a pivotal point in Argentina.
I'd argue Alvarez, and I've said this before, he's not a starter for Man City.
Yeah.
Therefore,
But he won't be my
of being
pick.
voted the best player in the world.
He won't be my pick.
My argument to the Messi thing, the Ballon d'Or in my eyes is literally the best player of the last 12 months. The best player in the world. He walks into any team. Messi got released by PSG. So don't tell me he's the best player in the world. Because he's not. He has been. His time has been and gone. I think he's the greatest player to ever play the game. But he's not the best player in the world.
Yeah, just because he doesn't get it this year, if he was the Ballon d'Or people, it doesn't discredit him. He still gets that honour of winning the World Cup.
But who does get it? I know Danny's saying he should get it. Who does get it, Ian?
For me, Chris O'Grady. No.
Mine is Dan B. So
I would give it. For me, it's Haaland. I don't think you come into the Premier League, rip it up, score all those goals, win the treble. He scored all those previous goals in his months at Dortmund. He's done
Yeah,
what
but
he scored. He scored international goals.
Shut up, he plays for Norway.
He still scores international
Shut up,
goals.
he plays for Norway.
What does that mean?
I'm not having it.
What? So because he scored goals for Norway doesn't count?
No, the teams he's up against are shit for a start. It's Norway, like they're in the shit divisions, are they not?
How many?
What Nations League are they in?
How many of Harry
Who
Kane's
they up
goals
against?
are
Liechtenstein.
from San Marino?
So
I don't give a damn.
So are we.
Do we? Harry Kane goals at England are yes against some shit clubs, but he also plays in the finals of international competition. When was the last time Norway played in the European finals or the World Cup finals? He's scoring against shit teams in qualifiers, and they're not qualifying.
Yeah,
So you're never going to call out Haaland's international.
He's still scoring international goals. He's scoring goals in the Premier League.
Is he even scoring for Norway?
Yes.
How many has he got?
Scored 2 the other day.
Who were they playing?
Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein are also in the local five-a-side league.
Yeah, but that's my choice. If you're going over the 12 months, he's the best player over that 12 months.
I disagree.
Who would you go for?
Rodri.
No.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. Rodri is a vital part of Man City, more so than Haaland. Haaland is a brilliant component of their team. Rodri is irreplaceable. There's a reason Calvin Phillips doesn't get in. There's a reason they were able to sell that. Is it Lavia they sold? And who's gone to Chelsea for 50 million?
Yeah.
They sold him because he was never getting in over Rodri. They sold these young players who potentially...
I don't think you're wrong with he's a good player.
He's not good. We used to say Makelele was the holding midfielder of that. The fucking your benchmark, if you like, of players. It's now Rodri. Rodri is the one player you put him in any team in the world, and he's their holding midfielder. Name a better holding midfielder than Rodri.
But he could be striking.
And you can look at a striker and go, who's the best number 9 in the world? Some people will argue that Lewandowski is better than Haaland. Some people will say Mbappe is better than Haaland.
Some people will argue that there's better players than Rodri out there.
No, not in this position. Tell me one.
I'll tell you one. Let me Google one.
Danny, have you got one?
No, I haven't. I'll be honest.
I'm not saying Rodri's a shit player, but
he's a worthy Ballon d'Or winner.
And for me, if you was talking about irreplaceable players like the fit, like Kevin De Bruyne, you don't get a better player than Kevin De Bruyne. For me, this is my personal opinion.
I love him.
Best player in the world.
How old is Rodri?
Rodri, 26, 27.
So young.
So not even in his prime then.
Wow.
If we're being honest.
He might be a little bit older, but I don't think he's that old.
I think if Kevin De Bruyne had stayed fit last season and he played more games, he could have been up there.
I love De Bruyne, but he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, he won't. And that's just...
There's like one player I think doesn't get any accolades and is harsh is Mohamed Salah. I think he's absolutely unreal, and he's single-handedly at times dragged Liverpool into competitions.
You say that, but obviously he's got the golden boot, which is obviously his.
I'm talking about the recognition. You get golden boot for literally outperforming, outscoring other players.
He got the Puskas award, didn't he? Even though it's golden month.
I'm not having it. Like, that's not recognition. I'm sure some football in Northern Ireland got it one time. So I'm not having that. That's like not recognition.
Back to the point. Do you think Messi should get
the
Ballon d'Or?
I do
Do
not.
you?
It's one of them where if he doesn't, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to cause an uproar. But
for you to say no,
I
you
can
have
understand.
to give it another who you think should get it.
And I've told you, Haaland.
Fuck off.
Why shouldn't Haaland get it?
He's replaceable.
What? Yeah,
He's replaceable.
It's not about being replaceable. It's about being that best
You're
player.
the best player in the
12 years.
world.
What?
You can't be replaced.
But so how do you know that he can't be replaced? They've won the leagues without Rodri before.
Have they?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. They've won leagues without Rodri there before. They haven't won the treble. They haven't won the treble.
I'm not saying they can't win leagues. I'm saying they will not sign a holding midfielder.
John Stones playing that position more than... How many times did John Stones play that position?
Yeah, John Stones played in that position in the Champions League final.
Did Rodri start the Champions League final?
Probably not.
He got the goal, didn't he?
No, that was
But John Stones and Rodri played both.
Oh no, it might have been Rodri.
Gundogan was the FA Cup final, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rodri did get the goal.
Oh, I don't know.
So Rodri definitely played there. He's not... John Stones has not stepped in to replace Rodri. None of you try and tell me that.
No, but for me, and I think for a lot of people, they're going to say Haaland.
Yeah.
I think you can get more votes, natural votes for Haaland than for Messi and Rodri combined. The only reason Messi's getting it is because it's the fairy tale ending to his thing. He can go away into the sunset. Have you your Ballon d'Or? Bye bye.
Yeah, go put it with the other 9.
Exactly. And that's what it is. And that's why that award,
I think Messi's the greatest.
That's why that award's a load of shit. I
don't think it's a load of shit.
It is a load of shit. It was a load of shit when they robbed Lewandowski.
Yeah.
It is. It's not.
There's
the
the
two awards.
Is Lewandowski
Ballon d'Or? What's the other one? Is it just FIFA?
FIFA Player of the Year.
Yeah.
I don't know who got that. It's not got the same.
No. It's just It's a talking point.